Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum is doing nothing unexpected. It is pushing a bit higher into the direction of the channel resistance. So at the moment, this is all part of the current scenario that we have on the chart. However, there's a few things that make me think if we push higher, that's definitely a possibility. I already updated the channel members in one of the updates yesterday on Telegram Discord, but we have run into resistance here and we have seen 5 waves to the upside on the Ethereum chart. That at least makes it worth consider if we are looking here at a overall larger bullish pattern, which of course is something that is part of the expectation, right? Please always bear in mind with Ethereum the larger bullish pattern which we still have at play here. This is not unlikely to play out. But before we consider that much further, there is another possibility that I want to take you through. And but at the moment we are still in this pattern that we talked about, but I obviously want to make you aware of important changes to the chart before something occurs, before something happens, so that you're well informed. Overall, we are waiting here still for a 5th wave to the downside after we broke below 1130, which was here, breaking out of this support box to the downside. When we did that, we said that it most likely now is going to retest 1075, and because we came down that low, we're probably going to find our way to $1,000 as well, even though we don't need to get there, right? At the moment, I count this as a 3-wave move down. 1, 2, 3. Which makes it very likely that this here is a wave 4 and then a wave 5 down would be what you expect. However, we currently see, and that is not typical for a wave 4, we currently see that Ethereum is creating 5 waves to the upside. To see these 5 waves, we need to go to a lower time frame chart, but we can see down here a small 1-2 setup. Then we have a wave 3 down. We have a wave 3 up. We have a wave 4 down, and we're now working on a wave 5 to the upside, which is probably not finished yet. So this actually can't be this wave 4 anymore. Yeah, it actually can't be this wave 4 anymore. I still leave it here because we are still in the broader resistance area for this wave 4. This resistance area is based on Fibonacci retracements and is based on the area where a wave 4 would normally turn around. So between the 23.6 and the 50% Fib level between 1126 and 1182 or 1183. So as long as we are in this area, we can still consider a move down in wave 5 as very likely option. As I already said to you in the last video, if we break out of the channel, and especially if we do that impulsively, and that would basically be a move above $1,200, then this wave 4 will get very unlikely. At the moment it's still following it, but we have 5 waves up. A wave 4 would normally not do 5 waves up, right? So that opens the door for higher. And you will remember in a few of the last videos I said before we get down below $1,000, should we get there, but even before we go below $1,000, I would expect a bounce. Maybe this is that bounce, okay? That is also exactly the reason why I left my long positions open, because whatever happens in these markets, it is so important to be strategic about it, right? Not have an emotional, attachment or making emotional decisions, but be very, very, let's say, cool-headed here and understand the different possibilities. And because the move up was still a likely possibility, even in the bullish scenario anyway, I left my long positions open. They will only get stopped out below $1,000. Okay. So what's the alternative possibility if we now rally above 1200? So it would be that we actually have an alternative wave 4 here, this one. I think I showed you actually in the last video. It would just mean that this wave 4, which I have here on the 10th of November, at around 1340 that this is actually sitting here. Not an unlikely option because we only have 3 waves down. So we can actually count it as an A, B, C. Possible and likely if we get above $1,200. So what I will do, I will take profits should we get close to the completion of the C wave. C wave target, I can give you that as well. That's based on the length of the A wave. And the very first target would be 1350. That's the 1-to-1 ratio. The second target would be 1520. That is why we talked about there is very much a bounce expected to the upside before we get to $1,000. I think I did put that in writing on Telegram somewhere as well. Okay. So that's all not unexpected what Ethereum is doing. Even if it's pushing up in 5 waves, even if it's pushing above 1200, that's all fine. I'd be very happy. Because then then I'm going to take profits as we go higher and we reset lower in the next retracement. Of course, also possible the bullish case, as long as we are above $1,000, the bullish scenario is possible, which would assume that we have a wave 2 here and that we can restart a wave 3 to the upside. That could take us to around $3,000, right? That is still possible. And we see that if we zoom out, I take you through in every video anyway. So the idea is that this was a wave 1, this here a wave 2. This is possible as long as we hold above $1,000. And then a wave 3 could take us to around $3,000. I did mention in the last video, do not forget about the bullish case here for Ethereum. Yeah, if we suddenly move up, don't be surprised. The opportunity is there in this area because it is very close to an invalidation point, and the stop loss can be set very, very close to an entry point, stop loss, entry point, right? Being close, risk low, where reward is high because it could take us to $3,000. And if the overall scenario is correct, that this is already a bullish scenario, then it could take us overall, to 8 to 10K in the next bull run. So massive, massive reward, low risk. So this obviously doesn't mean it needs to go up because, as I said in the last video, a break of $1,000, we're talking here about maybe a 45% probability. That is still very likely. But if you have pulled back to support so much, this is an entry point, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to do it. That's an individual decision. That's not financial advice. You might want to short this, do whatever, but from an Elliott Wave point of view, this would be what is traditionally considered a 1-2 setup and an entry point. Does it need to work out? No, of course not. But as you know, even with 50% or even only 40% win rate, you can become a profitable trader if you have your risk management in place. Okay. So, but that's all looking good. Ethereum, happy about that. Again, we can still turn around here below 1182 or below $1,200. That would then be a wave 5 that will most likely go to $1,000. If we push higher, I will first consider the wave 4. I gave you 2 targets for that. And if we even push higher than around 1500, then we're looking here at the bullish case. But it will take a while to figure that out. Until then, if we get above 1200, we can focus here on higher and I'll keep you updated. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.